Hey everybody, it's Brian from Cruisin with the Colemans and our final upgrade project for our fall camping season. This sink came with our RV. It's an American stone cast, and it is that kind of a solid surface material, and it's an undermount sink. It's really a pretty nice sink. The problem is, after 5 years, it has gotten stained and just, it looks terrible. We've never really been super happy with it, in part because it's a double bowl sink, which we really would prefer a single bowl sink, but also just this material. Anything metal that goes into it scratches it up or just marks it with like these black streaks. Stains have gotten in there, coffee, wine, soda, red sauce, all sorts of different things have just kind of stained it over time, and it's really not very pretty. We have looked far and wide for a replacement sink and cannot find a farmhouse style single bowl sink that will fit into this space. They're all either too wide or too deep or whatever other problem. So I would recommend that you can use any sink that will fit in your situation. It doesn't have to be an RV sink, but a lot of them have too deep of a bowl and then they're not going to fit in your storage space underneath. So we did finally find a sink from RecPro, and our friends there have helped us out. They sent it to us. It is a double bowl stainless steel sink. We had to still go with the double bowl. We couldn't get a single that would fit. This is going to be a slightly complicated process because the new sink that we got doesn't fit exactly into the hole that this sink has. So after I remove the undermount sink, the new sink we have is a drop-in sink, and it is slightly larger. So I am going to have to reroute this hole to make it a little bit bigger for the new sink to fit. Now, if I could get a drop-in that would be the exact same size, that'd be perfect. But if you have to change the size of the hole, you have to get a drop-in sink instead of an undermount because those rough edges would show, and that's not gonna work. So let's get this old sink out and get the new sink in, and let's see what happens. First thing I had to do was clean out everything from underneath here. I need to detach my plumbing. Fortunately, because we're going from a 2-bowl sink to a 2-bowl sink, hopefully none of my plumbing is gonna have to be swapped out. If I was going to a single bowl sink, I would have to take out these and put in a new center drain pipe. Would just be a matter of making a few purchases. I believe that all of this plumbing is standard residential plumbing. Of course, this is PVC. But I believe it's all standard sizes. One detached. One thing to note with all of this RV plumbing is that things should only be hand tightened down. If you over tighten these plastic threads, they can strip really, really easily, which is going to cause you huge problems in the future. So just hand tighten them down, and then you need to really check them at least once or twice a season, depending on your mileage. Next up is to get in here with a drill and remove the screws that are mounting the sink up into the countertop. I've actually decided it's a little easier to use the screwdriver because these, it's pretty tight and there's not quite enough room for the drill. Fortunately, they're really small screws, so I'm able to get them out with just 2 or 3 twists. Now that I've got all the screws removed, I just need to slit.
You're a little slut. A little slut.
Slit along this edge of the caulk here all the way around the sink, and the whole thing should just kind of fall out of place. There it goes. One thing I didn't count on was how difficult it was going to be to get the old dropout sink out of the cabinet because all the doors are smaller than the sink. So I ended up removing the entire P-trap piece of pipe, which allowed me to drop everything down, and out it is. Now, if I were putting in a new undermount sink, I would want to spend a lot of time cleaning up all this old caulk. But because I'm using a drop-in, I don't need to worry about it. I am just going to peel off most of the rest of it so it doesn't get in the way when I go to route this new hole. I went to drop the sink down in to see how much I was going to have to trim, and much to my surprise, it actually fit. Now, this exact sink is linked down below in the description, but that link will also take you to the page where all of the sinks are listed at RecPro for whatever size you might need for your RV. They also have sinks that are designed for outdoor kitchen and bathroom. So if you're looking for those smaller round sinks for those places in your rig, they've got those too. Now, I can't believe this is gonna fit without any cutting. The only thing that doesn't fit is that there are 4 little screws here that have to sink down in, and those are not gonna fit. So I took a chalk marker and I painted onto the screw hole and set this down in place. Now when I lift it off, I've got little marks right here where my 4 screws holes are gonna go. So I just need to drill a hole so that those will fit down in. Now with a little bit of luck, all my holes line up. Now I just have to tighten the whole thing down. Before I now finally install the sink, there's a couple of things I want to do just because it's easier to do when the sink is not installed. And the first one is put on the strainer baskets. So the first thing I'm going to do on the strainer baskets is I am going to use Teflon tape. It's not required to use it, but because, as I've said, this is a rolling earthquake, as we all know, things are going to loosen. So using this Teflon tape around here is just going to help keep that nice and snug, and help if it does start to loosen over time to avoid some leaking. Now, Teflon tape, I've never used enough in the past. I did not know how much to use. So I put like 2 wraps on and say, okay, that's good. You really want 8 or 9 wraps of Teflon tape around your fixture. And I'm not wrapping the whole thing, I'm really just focusing on the top part because that's where that gasket's going to end up going. The other thing I'm going to use on here is a little bit of silicone around the edge. You could use plumber's putty, but you should not use plumber's putty on plastic parts. And this is a plastic strainer on a stainless steel sink. Stainless steel with stainless steel, putty'd be fine. But we're going to use silicone around the edge here since this is a plastic strainer. So I'm just going to give this a nice good bead right against the edge. Now, of course, I'm doing this while the RV is parked in our driveway, so I don't have to worry about water. You are going to want to let this cure for at least 24 to 48 hours to be safe before you let any water down in there, because it's going to take a while for this to set up and dry. Now I've got that in place, I'm just going to drop it down here into my sink bowl and press it down in. If a little bit of caulk comes out, that's good. That means I used enough. And I've got on my, I've got a rubber gasket, a cardboard gasket, and then my screw. So I'm just gonna put all those on here from the bottom. So I'm just gonna set those down into place. And again, I'm going to see some silicone caulk squish out the sides. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to hold it into place so that it gets nice and snug. You don't need to over tighten, but you do want it tight. The last thing I'm going to do before fitting this into place for its final fitting is to give it a nice thick bead of caulk right around the rim. That's going to keep me from having to caulk the outside edge, and it'll give it a nice waterproof seal. Now the sink came with some butterfly clips and screws that are just going to screw right in and clamp it into place, and that'll pull all these ends flush, and then I just clean up any silicone that goos off the sides. All right, time to reattach my drains, and hopefully everything just lines right back up. From an old dingy gross sink to a brand new stainless steel double bowl sink. The whole thing took probably about an hour and a half or so. The biggest complication was honestly getting those little screw clamps back on, getting them lined up just correctly in those tight spaces where the angles were really awkward. That was the toughest part. The whole thing just now needs to sit and cure so that the silicone caulk can dry before we use it. That's all right, because we're not going camping for our next adventure for about another week. So it'll have plenty of time to be ready. Make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Comment down below if you've got any questions or if I did anything wrong. I'm not an expert. And make sure you check out our RecPro links down below. See you for the next adventure. Bye.